Listen, to say that I'm excited about having our next guest on the Tiffany Kobashigawa podcast is a total understatement. As fitness coach and kick butt Pilates instructor, Kelley Workman helps to transform people's bodies and their lives. I hope you're looking forward to this conversation as much as I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Kelley, welcome. Thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm so excited to speak with you today.
Thank you for having me, Tiffany. I'm so excited to.
I know. We've been talking about doing this for a while. Okay, so I've known you for a little while. We met at the gym, but I've known you to transform and to help people and motivate people. But I don't know a whole lot about you. And I know that you've made some big transitions that you're going to talk about.
Okay.
So let's start maybe, if you're okay with just telling me about yourself and your background, where you're from.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I'm an 8th generation Texan, so I've always been in Houston.
Okay.
Never lived anywhere else. We'll start there.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I'm the oldest of 2 siblings, but I have 8 step siblings. So both sets of my parents were married and divorced. Okay. So I have a huge family. We're very still connected. All of us are.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's super cool. My dad and stepmom call my mother their wife-in-law. Like, my family is very close, even though they've been divorced for 40-something years.
I love it when it works out like that.
Yeah, so my family's super connected, really, really connected. Fast forward, I went to high school here. I went to college here at U of H, go Cougs. And I met my first husband here when I was working at the gym. I was 14 years old. We were friends at the time, and he was going to medical school, and I got to the gym at 14. He taught me how to do squats, and I never left the gym since. So that's really how my whole life got started.
Who goes to the gym at 14?
Well, I want to take some free karate classes. Some of my girlfriends they have these offering, I don't know what they did, karate at Bally's Fitness, but they did. So we wanted to take these free karate classes. So we did, and they're like, well, if you're going to take these karate classes, you need to learn how to squat because you don't have strong legs. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was 14, turning 15. 2 of my girlfriends, we did it, and one girl and I still best friends, and we still both work out like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I can't believe that.
The bug bit us, and it was amazing. We felt so strong because most of us were heightly challenged, 5'1". So feeling strong was a big thing then. You're like, okay, I may be little, but I can still do stuff.
Oh wow. I forget how short you are.
Yeah, I am not very tall.
I forget
If
that.
you look at my ID, it says 5'3". My kids are like, Mom, please. I'm like, if they find me, you're going to know. So anyway.
That's so funny. Okay. So you're currently a fitness coach, but let's talk about this. So you made the transition to fitness coach, although it's obvious since 14 that fitness has been part of your life, right?
Right.
Another thing I didn't know about you, this is great. So you made the transition from commercial real estate to fitness and nutrition. I mean, tell us, how did you get into commercial real estate? And then walk us through that transition to Pilates.
Well, my first husband and I, once he got out of school and we moved, he wanted to do real estate, although he was a physician, right? But he wanted to do other things and just operate on people, whatever. And so he started buying up land, and then we started buying rental houses. So I was not in real estate at the time. We had about 80 rental homes through that Kingwood, Conroe type area at one time.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like, you need to get your license
That's a lot.
so you can help me manage this properties, right? So I was helping managing his office and different things like that.
Okay.
And so I got into real estate that way. But it wasn't, I was working for myself, for no one else. And after 2010, my first husband passed away. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And we had a bunch of real estate holdings at the time. We had commercial properties, we had a bunch of stuff. So over the next 3 or 4 years, 2010, 2011, 2012, I kind of sold some things and moved things around. Then I realized, I could probably do this commercial thing on my own, not do medicine anymore. Because my whole life had really been medicine with him and then real estate. So I moved to Tomball with my kids and my husband's brothers and stuff. They all lived in the Tomball area.
Okay.
So I started taking CCIM classes, which is a certification for commercial real estate people. I'd already had my license. It doesn't matter if you're residential or commercial. There's no distinguishing between the 2 actual licensing. I already had my real estate license.
Okay.
I was just more focusing on commercial.
Okay.
So I started working for Marcus and Millichat. I had the best partner. Oh, God rest his soul. He's an amazing man, Jerry Goldstein. And in 4 years, I made more money on my own than I ever thought I would make in my life.
Wow, that's amazing.
I started selling $1 million properties, which is like a single tenant small building, to $60 million projects, $70 million, $150 million projects. Amazing, amazing experience working with him, Marcus and Millichap. And I really loved it. As I was doing it, then my older sons were getting in college, and they didn't know exactly what they wanted to do. They didn't really want to go into medicine like their dad had been, but they weren't quite sure. And I have two of my sons were getting finance degrees. So they were kind of dabbling in the real estate.
Oh, okay.
So in my mind, then in 2017, 2018, 2019, as my kids were getting out of college with their finance degrees, I'm like, oh, they could probably do this. And one of them really showed an interest in wanting to do real estate. So I was kind of knowing as I'm turning 50, 49, 50, I'm not going to want to do this forever because commercial real estate is very demanding. I mean, you are 24/7, 7 days a week. Everyone's house is always on fire. Everyone's building is about to explode, and you need to be there all the time. That's a lot for a single mom trying to raise her family, and I get you're calling me at 12:30 and you're pissed off about something with a tenant, but I can't answer the phone. But if you don't answer, that's a very big relationship buster right there.
What, to not answer the phone whenever
they call you.
I think we actually were in the studio one time where you're like, I'm working on this deal, and I was up till 2:00 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
Going back and forth.
That's
with
very
emails.
normal. It's very normal to do that because especially if they're on a different time zone, if they're in a different country than you, they're respecting that. Okay, well, it's bedtime for you.
Yeah.
They're like, I emailed you 5 hours ago. I need to have this answered right now.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really hard. You do your best to distinguish it. So anyway, Dakota was getting out of school, and he's like, I think I'm going to get my license. I'm like, this is great. So as we started getting into the COVID era, the 2019, 2020, 2021, he got his license. He got out of school. He started working for a new company I was working with, NewQuest, here in Houston. And I told him I would stay on for a couple of years, but I really want to retire out of this business. I did not want to be at someone's beck and call 24/7. Right?
Yeah.
I was getting old enough. I'd made plenty of money. I just wanted to do something else to help other people. Although I was very helpful in real estate because I helped a lot of women buy buildings, apartment buildings, things like that. And that was really like a passion of mine. And I was involved in all the women's networks and everything for real estate. So I really enjoyed seeing that women be able to own buildings and own their own business in the buildings, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Dakota's got so good in about 2 years. So in the last 2.5 years, really, I've taken a back step. I just renewed my real estate license for the last 2 years. I'm going to renew it. I have one client left who insists I'm involved selling these buildings he has.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you have a 2-year window. That license is expiring, and I'm going to put it on hold. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So in that transition during COVID, I was training at Lifetime, my own training, and Joette, our only instructor there, is like, I know you're Pilates certified. Why don't you help me? I'm like, I do not want to herd these cats here.
That's how you got started.
I do not want to do it. She's like, Kelley, I need help. I'm the only person teaching classes.
Yeah.
You would do great.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, get my membership for free. Okay, I'll try it out. It was during COVID. My schedule was pretty flexible.
And that membership is expensive.
It's so expensive, especially now that I'm not working there.
Oh
It's
my
like,
gosh.
holy hell. I'm like, can you let me teach one class again?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so that's really how I got started doing it in that manner.
Okay.
But really leaving real estate was hard. Like even now, like I said, I just renewed my license for 2 years just to help this last client whom I love dearly, and I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm like, I'm out.
Did they pay for that license?
No, well, that's the cheap part. No. And I'm okay with that. And my company, NewQuest, is very cool about it. They're like, I'm not bringing in a lot of money this year, but Dakota's working for them. He's making a lot of money. So they're cool just holding my license, letting me just finish this last client. So it's very easy.
So what made you then to take the leap and say, that's it, I'm just going to invest in myself?
Well, I knew, in my opinion, I think we all have 3, 4, or 5 careers of our life. I read a book one time, it might have been by Wayne Dyer, I can't remember. Say, you usually have 5 careers in your lifetime. Think about when you start to think about when you die. 5 passions, 5 things that you can earn money at. Maybe you don't earn very much money, but you're passionate about them. So as I got through real estate, and I mean, I've been working out my whole life, and as I see people in Pilates, like yourself, I mean, that don't really have an idea of what's going on or how to do it, I'm thinking, I know a lot about this, and I can really help women. And I've been through a lot. I was a latchkey kid growing up, so I'm used to being by myself. I'm the oldest
Generation
kid.
X.
That's right.
There's a lot of us.
But yeah, and so I feel like I'm strong in that way. I've always had a job. My husband passing away, I was 40 when he died, and I had 5 kids at the time. I mean, I sold 12 businesses that we had.
Wait, stop. I know that you had like a younger one, and you've talked about your son, you've talked about your daughter. I just didn't know you have 5 children.
6 kids. So I had 5 with my first husband.
And then the baby is
And then my
6th.
second husband, God love him, didn't have any kids. I'm like, well, I have 5. Is that not enough? He's like, if we can have a kid, I'd really like 1. I'm like, well, we are old, so we need to get some medical help to make sure this works.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to put you on display, but I think that people need to see this person who has had 6 kids. Will you stand up and give us some hope and inspiration and encouragement?
Sure.
6 children.
Yeah.
I had 2 28 years ago, and I'm still battling. Oh my God. You look amazing.
Thank you.
So that's fantastic.
Well, I think that's also just what helps me, because it's not always easy. I mean, I love Oreos like the next person.
Yeah.
I mean, I like everything like everybody else. I mean, I like to drink, I like to do things, like to have fun.
Yeah.
So when I was at Lifetime and I met so many people like yourself and other clients, and I'm like, I could really probably make this into something. I really love it, and I love seeing people transform, whatever that transformation is, whether it's positive attitude, whether they're, exercising a little bit more than they ever did before.
Yeah.
Maybe they actually got stronger and now they can squat 30 pounds, not their body weight, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I realized, holy crap, I can have the effect. And then it occurred to me, I have a particular client that it really came on, that I had got her working out when she had a shoulder problem. She didn't want to do it, Her brother, the doctor, says, don't do it, you're going to hurt yourself. I'm like, listen to me. I will not hurt you. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So she believed me. 6 months later, she's amazing and strong, and she's lost like 35 pounds. Number 2, then her husband's like, okay, I better come.
Yeah.
I have bad knees. His knee is like bowed out like this, okay? He's got a very bad problem.
Okay, so I've had the issues with my knee. So what you're telling me is I just need to keep going.
You just got to keep going. So
Okay.
so now they've hired a trainer for their mother, 85 years old, living in California, because she's only swimming, but now she's having balance issues. I'm like, listen, she needs to lift weights. So in my mind, if I can help the mom, then the husband, then their older mother, and now their daughter who's 4 says, I really don't want to be a dentist. I just want to be a person healthy and strong in the gym all the time that works out. I'm like, holy cow, if I've turned a person that their culture doesn't believe in working out necessarily. It's not a culture that they're like all about exercise or anything.
Yeah.
They're about school.
Yeah.
And now all 4 of these people of different walks of life, I'm like, oh, I've made it. Whether I make $1 or not, I'm like, okay, I can die happy. This is like amazing.
Yeah.
So
that's such important work.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
really why it made me push during pandemic. I just realized I'm like, I'm missing the boat here. There's so many people that could use someone that's just, I'm positive by nature. My glass is always half full. Do you want a sip?
Always.
I mean,
always.
And I love to, let me just shove that at you. Sometimes it's annoying for people, and I get it.
No, I love it.
But I
love
feel like
it.
there's enough negativity. We need to remind yourself there's way more better than there is bad.
Yeah. And I have just started revealing stuff and talking to people on the podcast about things that I've gone through. But I just want to say, and just stop for a moment, because what you're talking about, being an inspiration to others and pushing, I will try not to cry. You checked on me even when I was like, I just can't right now. My knees are killing me. I'm going through so much stuff. And you just continue to check on me. And you're like, I don't care about all that stuff. I'm just checking on you to see how you're doing. So the hype is real. And I so appreciate you. And I don't know if I ever said thank you for that.
I love you too. I take it personally. If I touch someone, if your number and your name is lucky enough to get in my phone with the 10,000 other lucky names in my phone, I will reach out to you. I will text you. Someone will jog my memory at HEB. Oh yeah, this is what Sheila, I need to text. I need to remind. It just comes to me. I just want to make sure that everyone knows. I think it's so important. The pandemic showed me that even though I'm super connected to all my people, my friends, my family, so many people are not connected.
Yeah.
And so you need to be that one person, whether it's once a month, once every 6 months, someone you haven't talked to, reach out. How are you? What's happening?
You do. Around the holidays, and it's so appreciated. And I just love you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it is so important for those who want to go into business for themselves. And I love the attitude that you have, whether it's for commercial real estate or So you're talking about improving and encouraging and uplifting other women. They need to hear like those first, right? So your first sell, your first client, your first big moment that moves you into success, that moved you into greatness. What was that like very first deal or whatever the first is that you want to share? What was that you could talk about to us? Tell us about that.
Well, in commercial real estate, I think in most real estate, but in my position, commercial real estate, it's all about the cold calls, okay? You start out making 100, 200, 300 cold calls a week. You got to find the people that own the properties to dial the numbers and call them.
Wow.
Okay, so that is overwhelming in itself.
So like you can't, there's no skipping the step.
Oh, absolutely. You will not make money unless you do this, what I'm telling. Everyone that can hear this podcast today, if you're in commercial real estate, don't think you're going to put your sign up and make some money. You ain't going to make a dime.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the way it works.
Yeah.
You consistently have to make those calls to get people to find someone that needs to sell something or that needs to buy something.
Yeah.
Okay? So the first 2-3 calls you get, and then you actually get a meeting out of one of those calls, that is the best day ever because you're pounding away, you're grinding away, you're getting hung up on so many times.
Yeah.
Stop calling me, or they think you're a trick call, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
All these things. That first actual in live meeting that you get, you screw it up and you bumble around and all these things. And so that part you're like, okay, whatever. that fourth, fifth one that you get,
Yeah.
and then you actually get them to give you the books and records because they're thinking about selling.
Yeah.
Again, that's best day 2A. It is so amazing.
So tell us about that. Tell us about that time.
It's just all the hard work. The guy I worked with, Jerry Goldstein at Marcus, he had a plethora of business people, right? And he kind of really helped me understand, go after these people that own things that are, $1 million to $2 million. These are all the lowest tier people. They're not real sophisticated in real estate, and they will probably talk to you because at the time, I'm nobody. I have no track record. I don't have anything to offer them. I don't have, $300 billion in sales under my belt. I'm just starting out with him, who has a ton of sales. Just those first phone calls, super scary, getting hung up all the time. You learn to take no. You become tough. A little bit, I think, I was already that way because I had worked in medicine a lot, and you knocking on people's doors to get orthopedics in and things like that. You're getting the door shut on you a lot. But it was just different because you're on the phone, and it's hard to convince yourself to keep making all those dials.
Yeah.
And then finding the numbers to dial. All of that's a big hassle. That feeling, someone answers the phone, they want to have a 10-minute conversation, and they're like, well, can we meet Wednesday at 12? Yeah, let's have coffee. Let's meet me at Starbucks at Post Oak and West Time. And you're like, okay, I'll be there. Bye. Click.
What do I do now?
You forget everything.
What do
You're
I
like,
do?
oh my God, click. This is the best. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's just the best feeling. And then you got, of course, I'm all about you got to dress for what you're going to be. Success. You way dress more than you really have right then.
Yeah.
Whether you wear that same red suit every week, or to every meeting is the navy blue suit. I don't care. It needs to be the best and look the best.
That
right?
designer purse.
You need to walk in with a
shoes.
smile.
Yeah.
Makeup is perfect. Your hair is whatever you can get it to done. Every single time you look the same, the best. You walk into that meeting and you're a nervous wreck. You're sweating like you never sweated before in your life.
Yeah.
But then you sit down and they start asking you questions, and you kind of have, we call an elevator speech, right?
Yeah.
You got your top 2 things you want to talk about. Usually the person is asking you so many questions. As long as you're confident in what you're selling, no matter what that is, at real estate, fitness, whatever you offer, it's really not bad, right? But initially you were sweating because you think, oh God, I hope I get this right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, now that I'm older, I realize it doesn't really matter. You really lead the conversation. But it's just an amazing feeling to get that first call that turns into a meeting, then turns into, I'll email you my books and records so you can do a proposal. Then the work really begins.
Oh my gosh. So so do you remember that first client who said, okay, here's my books?
I don't remember the very first small client I have, but I remember my first big fish because that's really was hard. Transitioning from $1 million property to a $60 million property, why do they want to talk to you? They're a big REIT. I mean, they don't talk to nobody, and they've got 18 employees that do this same job.
Yeah.
Just getting in and meeting them and not saying too much.
Yeah.
And then I remember, and he and I actually, if he hears this, he'll be like, call me a big fish. He's still one of my really good friends. I teach him Pilates. He's amazing. And but I remember, I'm like, wow, he's going to trust me. He said, I have faith in you. You can do this.
Yeah.
I feel in your energy, you can do this. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do it. And really, it was way over my pay grade. I mean, I had a partner that was very experienced.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all the information he gave me was overwhelming. I studied it day in, day out. I didn't know. I Googled it. I read all the leases. All the leases in commercial are 500 pages, and 10 of them are all attorney books.
Right.
It's a lot of work.
Right.
But it was an amazing feeling. And then to sell that first big fish, oh my God. I bought myself a bottle of liquor. It was so good.
I think you said something amazing that, you just, nobody else knows if you mess up. You just have to be very confident. And I think a lot of entertainers say that too. When they're dancing or they're giving a speech. I love Dr. Mel Robbins, and I listen to her podcast. I mean, I want everybody to listen to this podcast, but please listen to her podcast.
Yeah.
And she says the first TED Talk that she ever did, she started off okay. And then just kind of, she also has ADHD like I do. So she just went, she was like, I have no idea to this day what I said.
Oh.
But I did it with confidence, and certain things innate will come out. So I think that's what you're saying.
It is. I remember this is way back. I was a kid. I was painting something at church, like a church night group or something, right? And we were supposed to be following what they were showing us to do. And mine looked all jacked up, and I was crying. I will never forget. It was such an impression. Lady comes up. She says, "Listen, you take this home. Your mom's gonna love this. It might be for Christmas. Your mom's gonna love this. You know why? I said, this looks terrible. I'm gonna throw it away. No." Because she won't see this perfect one. She's going to see yours, and it's going to be perfect.
Aww.
I took it home. Swear, it might make me cry. My mom was like, oh, my God. She gushed over it. I don't know if she really thought it was great or not.
Yeah.
And that day, that moment, I just realized, even us sitting here today, whatever happens, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is what is real, and this is the best that we can do right now here today. So don't even think about this other stuff.
So, okay, so let's get back. So what advice would you give to someone, right, who's considering making a transition themselves? Maybe they feel stuck or scared or unsure, right, of like how to go and how to get started. what would be like the first thing, like what would be the thing that you'd say? What's the advice that you give them?
I think first, I'd make a pros and cons list. Make a pros and cons list because everything is scary. And to be honest, some things people want to do are just, they're not going to happen, right? So you have to be real with yourself.
Okay.
Really make a real pro and a real con list because
Okay.
you need to make money, you need to live, right? You need these things to happen before
Right.
you're going to jump ship and change careers.
Okay.
Maybe it's something you've already been doing a long time, like my situation. I've been
Right.
exercising a long time.
Right.
And it's kind of naturally flowed for me. And then it gave me ideas how to expand it.
Right.
But some people just want to switch completely from one career to, I want to be a chef. Well, what is the possibility of that actually happening?
Like, have you ever cooked before?
Yeah. Like, and do you have to go to school for that, or can you apprentice it? Like all the little things, you need to be real. And then
Yeah.
maybe if you've got a best friend or a spouse or someone, why don't you check my pros and cons? Make sure that you are being real. I find nowadays, even my own kids, God love them, they're a little bit out of the park with what they think. I'm like, I think that could happen, but do you realize there's like 18 steps to get there, and you haven't even never done one?
Yeah.
And you only have 6 months to do them. Like we have to be real. We want to set our goals high, but not so high we can't achieve them.
Attainable
Because
goals.
then we're like, well, I didn't do that, so I
Yeah.
can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't like that part. I like you to set them high enough that you can do them and hard enough, but be real with yourself. Pros and cons, what is really achievable? Most things are. You just got to set a plan. So that would be my first thing. Pros and cons of leaving and time frames.
Okay. Well, that's a good start. I think that's good something to tell people. So I've been dying to learn about your routine. Oh my goodness. How early do you start your day? What does that routine look like? Just briefly walk us through what your day looks like.
Okay. Well, when I was at Lifetime, it started very early. That was one of my caveats for like, I can do this on my own and not get up at 4 a.m. anymore.
Yeah.
So nix the 4 a.m. because I need sleep. I'm 53. So I'm getting up around 5:30, 6 o'clock every day. I go to bed I start getting ready for bed around 9, in bed by 9:30 every day. The weekends I may flutter a little bit, but I try to keep it every day of the week, 7 days a week. I may sleep in a little bit on Sunday. So I get up around that time, get in the shower. I check my Oura ring. I'm obsessed with sleeping with my Oura ring. We can go into that later if you want to.
Yeah. I want to know about this ring.
So I check it every morning, get in the shower, take my pet medicines, whatever, take a shower, get all my stuff. And then I go in the kitchen and Bodie's has his own alarm, my 7-year-old, own alarm. So he's usually up by 6:30. I need to go in there and get him. And I'm making lunches for him, making my electrolyte drink, getting my stuff ready to be able to leave the house. I walk him to school at about 7:10, walk back home 7:35, get in my car, hit the gym, start training clients. Or they're coming to my home studio to do Pilates. So
Okay.
one of those two things. That goes till around 2, usually 2 o'clock's the latest. Walk back to school to get Bodie at 3, bring
Yeah.
her back home. Then my afternoon goes with Bodie. My daughter still lives at home. She's 17, but she's very independent.
Yeah.
She's a junior high school. So I take him to jujitsu. We go to drums. We go to swim, different things in the afternoon.
Okay.
In bed by 9.
So what you did was essentially you made your job fit your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I've heard that a lot, advice that people have given
Yeah.
who are entrepreneurs who are saying to be successful, I guess this goes to be realistic.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? If you know you want to be at the gym for 2 hours, 3 hours a day in the morning, you know you're not a morning person, you're in the evening, whatever that thing is,
Right.
make sure that you have your lifestyle and how you make your living now as an entrepreneur
Right.
fit your lifestyle. That's what it sounds
Absolutely.
like.
Absolutely. Because you can't, we all want to do, everything looks glorious. You see it on TV or
Yeah.
someone else is doing it.
Yeah.
But what is real? And what do you really want? Like what is it you really want to do with these years? Whether you're 30 to 50 or 50 to 70,
Yeah.
what is the goal?
So that takes me to my next question. So we're big believers in the need to decide that right to then take action here on the podcast, right? So you can't see them, but our producers that are behind the scenes, both of them lost a lot of weight and they shaped up and all that, right? And they're motivating me to do the same, as are you, now that I've gotten these issues with my knees all under control. So like, tell me, what are the 3 key things that people should do to maintain consistency at the gym?
Well, first, can I address diet?
Yeah.
Because I'm a big believer, it's written many times, many studies, you cannot outwork a bad diet.
Yeah.
So the first thing you have to do before you decide to jump off into some big thing for the gym is figure out what eating plan or eating looks like for you.
Okay.
Whether you're calorie restricting, whether you're Weight Watching, whatever it is you're doing, you've got to commit to that. Go to the gym then, do 2 times a week. 2 times a week, lift weights 30, 45 minutes for your muscles to get big. Make sure you're eating plenty of protein. And then a couple of days a week, maybe you're doing cardio. It could be the same day if you don't have all the time, or a different day, 30 minutes of cycling or stairmastering or whatever, walking on the treadmill. You don't have time, walk outside in your neighborhood at a good pace for half an hour,
Yeah.
whatever you have time. Cardio's for your heart, lifting weights are for your muscles. do classes if you like it, take something new, a dance jam class or something to get your brain stimulated in different ways.
Yeah.
2-3 times a week is really all that you need. You need time to recover and you need time to strengthen.
Okay, well, that seems easy enough.
It is easy. People bite off way more than they can chew.
Yeah.
They eat nothing but salad and boiled eggs, and no one can stick to that. That's never going to work.
Right.
Just like changing careers, what will work forever? Because you want to live long and healthy forever.
Right.
So you need to figure out whatever that looks like for you. Everyone is different.
And do what you're good at as well as what you're passionate about.
That's right.
Right? A good combination. And I think people are now learning and understanding what you said before. Your mentor told you, you look at like multiple streams of income and then dip a toe in a few different things and stay focused and make sure it's what you like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your biggest influences or motivators in business and fitness and life? Like what motivates you just in general?
Really what's motivating me right now, like I told you earlier in the podcast, the wife I was training, it took me 6 months to convince her to let me train her.
Yeah.
I said, I even do it for free. Let me just show you your shoulder is not frozen. You are okay.
Yeah.
6 months. And then the husband, then her daughter, and then her mother. That motivates me.
Yeah.
How can I reach more people, however that looks like? How can I reach you, and then you reach your daughter, and your daughter reaches your son? How can that happen faster? One person cannot do enough in the years I have left on the earth, right? So this is why it also motivated me to leave Lifetime, to start my own YouTube channel with my Pilates on it. I'm doing 30-minute segments. You can do at home or on the mat.
know that.
It's still in the infancy because I'm just getting started.
Okay.
But doing those just little short videos, there's nothing fancy about it. They're just, you can log on, there's no fee. And I've made several clients that have houses different places. They have home reformers. So I've told them what to buy and different equipment so they can just log on and watch them, very easy.
Yeah.
I wear a mic so you can hear what I'm saying and everything. And then also doing these wellness retreats I'm doing. That's also kind of what motivates me because now I can reach 50 women at one time in a weekend. 50 hands-on. I can see you, I can feel you, I can touch you. And then in 2 weekends, I can do it again over and over and over.
Okay, so tell us how we can find you. So I'm like listening to this, like that Kelley is great. So tell me phone number, website, email address.
Okay.
How do I find you?
Okay, I'm local. So my website is www.kelley. Hold on.
You don't have to do that
Kelley,
anymore.
I know we don't, because I'm 52. That's why. Okay. KelleyMoves.com is my website.
Okay. And KELLEY.
Moves, MOVES. My cell phone number, everyone has. I've been in real estate a long time. It's
Wait,
an
are
old
you
number.
sure you want to give it out?
I'm going to give it out because, look, if I don't know you, I'm going to say, who dis?
Yeah.
936-328-9104. Give me a text. I'm happy to help. And I'm locally at Quality Life Fitness, which is a small personal training gym, which is right behind the St. Regis Hotel of San Felipe, where the Target is. Very close in the Houston area.
Okay.
Excellent gym, owned by Frank Billingsley, our newscaster. So it's super clean and super immaculate. It's fantastic.
Wait, it's owned by a newscaster? Look at all these people that you're connected to who are like this stream of income coming in.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's so many fingers in it when you get down to it. Even like us connecting here today.
Yeah.
And also I have a Pilates studio at my home. I have a 2 reformer studio that I do train clients out of there, either privates or if you got a friend, husband, wife, whatever.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Okay. Don't want to maybe be vulnerable in front of a whole class.
Exactly.
I mean, I've taken your classes, so there's no shame. I just let it all
Well,
hang
the thing
out.
is that I'm just not doing big group settings anymore, but Lifetime has asked me to come back and maybe do 1 class a week.
Yeah.
Like a mat fusion class, no
Yeah.
reformers. Or maybe I'll do their events for
But
them.
you're great on the reformer. Why would you not be on the
Well,
reformer?
there's only 5 machines. They want me to do like a 20 person or 40 person event.
That makes sense.
So I can't do it on just 5 machines.
That makes sense,
And they're not
though.
going to get you anymore.
Like outdoor with like
outdoor
the
by the pool or
pad?
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So
Yeah,
something
it's
like that.
nice.
They're working on where they can fit me in, and then my membership can be not so expensive.
Yeah. No, they just need to give that to you for free
Yeah.
because you bring so many people. Okay.
So-
So I always ask before we conclude that if there's any like final last words or any gifts that you want to impart and tell us or tell our audience.
I think one thing that I'm always aware of and cognizant of is I have a daughter, and I look at her, and I want her to be better than I was. So I think that I am always looking, and I feel like I'm always in tune with other people's feelings and thoughts. And I think that it's important for everyone, myself included, to always remember you are not the only one in the room. You are not the only one that matters. You need to reach out and help other people. You see someone wanting to start a business or start something new
Yeah.
or going through a hard time, bring your energy, your positivity in with them. things come of that. Flowers bloom. I mean, even how I know you,
Yeah.
I know you from nothing of this world.
Yeah.
But now look from what you've gone from here to here to here,
Yeah.
and now look what's happening.
Yeah.
You're going to be on the news soon. You're going to have your own TV show soon. I mean,
Aw.
this is where it goes, and you just don't know. So I feel like people get into themselves. They're too busy on their phone. They're not focused on outside, what's
Yeah.
happening outside. Just be aware. Keep your phone down and look around you. Breathe in the fresh air. Breathe in people's energy. Help who you can help, and then take help from people too.
Yeah.
Someone can always help you. I don't know everything. I love like this,
Yeah.
the energy of all this. The retreat I'm doing, I love all the energy. Some women are so smart. I can't wait to be around them.
And wait a minute. Before we conclude, we didn't talk about the retreat at all. So did you want to talk about that?
It's a wellness retreat with
Yeah.
Dr. Susan Hardwick, and like Dominique Sasha's going to be there. Stacey London's there.
Are these all, wait, Stacey London from TV, Stacey London? Okay, so.
I'm the nobody of the group. I'm not a doctorate or anything else. I'm just an exercise person. But and they're all going to be there, and it's at the Miraval in Austin.
Okay.
And it's so cool. We planned it to be small. It's our first one for all of us to host together.
Okay.
30 women max. It's sold out.
Okay.
It's going to be 4 days, and there's different discussions each day. You have a lot of downtime and free time at the Miraval. A lot of fun things that you do there.
Isn't that place like all inclusive?
It is all inclusive.
Super.
It's 5-star.
Oh my
They have
gosh.
everything from horseback riding to painting, mandala making. I mean, and this is not included even in our packaging.
Yeah.
You know, this is in addition to what they normally do. The spa, everything it's world class. If you look at Miraval, Austin, Miraval, Arizona, they're like some of the best in
It's
the
like
world.
right on the river, and you literally can like walk outside of your room and like have kayaks and stuff.
It's amazing.
In addition to the wellness retreat that you
Yeah.
guys are going to be
So
doing.
I will tell you really quickly one thing.
Yeah.
We had 8 breakout sessions if we wanted to do them at the Miraval.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, sure, I'll give me 8 and see who signs up.
Yeah.
Really, I'm like, no one's going to sign up. I'm nobody. I'm not a doctor. I ain't nothing. And I even told Susan, this is kind of dumb, but you can leave my name on here. I really didn't think anyone. I got the text. They're all filled.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Wait,
like-
you have 8?
I'm like, I'm an imposter. I'm like, I have imposter syndrome today. When
Don't
I found
say
this out,
that.
when I found it out, though, I'm like, holy crap, I really have something to say. This is what motivates me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, there's something really happening here.
Yeah.
Again, it just started from Joette asking me to teach Pilates at Lifetime. I
Yeah.
don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
To doing it, to like, hold on, there's something way more here. Be open. Be open to change.
So wait a minute. So you sold out of 8 different times
Mm-hmm.
and however many slots.
And they're one-on-one. So the person picked to be one-on-one with me.
Oh, wow. I'm not surprised.
Well,
I think that's fantastic.
I got the text and I was praying. I'm like, oh, what just happened?
Okay, so wait a minute. How often are you guys going to do the retreat?
It's our first one. It's our first one.
So you're just going to
we'll
see
see
what
how it goes,
happens
yeah.
and see how it goes?
Mhm. It was a lot of work, the first one. I don't know why. I mean, Dr. Susan, God love her, she did so much work getting it
Yeah.
all together. And
Yeah.
she's such a type A go-getter. She
Yeah.
opened another clinic. Like, she's super big into it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think we all tried to help her as much as we could, but it's a lot of work to get
Yeah.
done.
Okay, so I want you to come back. Will you?
Sure.
Because I feel like there's so much more. I feel like we just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But, everybody's got their attention span, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to keep interesting conversation. But I want you to come back if that's okay, because I want to hear how it went. And then I want to hear more about the other wellness events that you guys are going to do. Because if this one is this successful and it's your first one,
Yeah.
then, forget about it.
I'm very excited.
Oh, I am
I don't know what
too.
to expect. People from Florida are coming all over. I'm like,
That's
I
amazing.
got my big girl panties on. We got to go. We got things to do.
But I'm not surprised. It's amazing. But I'm not surprised.
But I just think taking the leap, like you're talking about for your people listening, taking
Yeah.
the leap,
Yeah.
you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I planned it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Negative things come
You're
in your head all the
committed.
time. You're like, okay, we're in.
Yeah, no,
we
you're
got 2
doing
weeks.
it.
We're in.
You're
know?
deep in. You're
Yeah.
deep in. So that's coming up. You said May what
May
now?
5th through the 8th, like in 2 weeks.
That's really coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you better have it together because people are counting on you.
For sure. It's together. Now it's got to make sure it's really together.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so
So.
much for being here, Kelley.
Thank you. This was awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm
know.
so excited to see where you go to. This is
we'll
fantastic.
see. We'll see. But I'm excited to have you come back for sure.
Yeah. You need to be on Joe Rogan next. You're going to be on there.
Oh my goodness. I would love to have a conversation with
I
him.
know. I would love to see
I
it.
think our producers are like reeling inside because I think they love Joe Rogan too.
He's
now.
my man crush, my husband's man crush, everybody's man crush. Okay, that's awesome. Tiffany, this was great. Thank you so much for having
Of
me.
course.
It was
All right,
awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Okay, bye.